Detective Lewis sat at his desk, his hands trembling as he thumbed through the latest case files. The string of murders haunting the city was unlike anything he'd ever seen. Each victim was found days sometimes, weeks after they'd supposedly been seen by friends, neighbors, and family. They didn't just vanish, they'd been replaced. It was as though the killer had slipped into their lives, wearing their identities like a mask. It started with an accountant named Greg Fuller. Greg had been reported missing by his brother, who'd felt something was off the last time they spoke. When police found Greg's body in a shallow grave, his coworkers were stunned. They swore he'd been at the office just a day earlier, laughing and chatting as usual. Then came Corinne Fisher, a teacher. Her students noticed she was a little different. Before her husband found her body hidden in the attic, her mouth sewn shut. The man they thought was Corinne had taken her place, teaching her classes, eating dinner with her husband, and sleeping in her bed. Lewis's heart pounded as he studied the crime scene photos and read witness statements. It seemed impossible, a ghost story. But it was real, and whoever the killer was, he left no trace. It was like he melted into each life, flawlessly mimicking every detail. The only clue was a chilling message scrawled in each victim's handwriting, left somewhere in their home. I am everyone, and soon I'll be you. Late one night, after hours of staring at evidence that led nowhere, Lewis found himself alone in the precinct. The silence felt heavy, unnatural, as if someone was there, watching. His phone buzzed a text from his wife. Just finished dinner. Are you coming home soon? Lewis frowned. His wife had called him just an hour ago, and he remembered her exact words. I'm taking the kids to your sister's for a few days. The text couldn't have been from her. Lewis froze as he heard the creak of a door down the hall. He stood up slowly, heart pounding, and walked toward the sound. His steps echoed in the empty corridor until he reached the break room. The lights flickered, revealing his own reflection in the glass. But as he looked closer, he realized that the figure staring back wasn't him. Its eyes were too dark, its smile just a little too wide, as though someone else was behind his face watching him. The reflection raised a hand, waving slowly, and then his phone vibrated again. I'm already home.